My name's Davida Shinsky, and the title of this program is Live Without Limits, Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. Our purpose is to help you understand and how to overcome any limiting beliefs that you have by talking about relationships, personal development, personal growth, psychology, mental health, and anything that holds you back from reaching your goals. Today's presentation is titled Five Surprising and Positive Facts About Therapy That You Need to Know. If you've never gone to therapy before, it might sound like a big and scary step. Should you actually pay someone to help you out right now? Do you even need help? You might never know unless you try. Therefore, if you're thinking about therapy, take the plunge, try it out, see if it works for you or not. While it might seem like a waste of money, if things don't pan out, you'll actually be one step closer to figuring out what works for you and improving your mental state. In other words, you basically have nothing to lose. And if you're still feeling hesitant, we've got five facts about therapy that might shock you. So let's take a look. What should you know before you book an appointment? Five surprising facts about therapy. You don't need to have a mental health condition. Many individuals believe that you need to have a diagnosed mental health disorder to justify therapy. Yet, countless individuals who go to therapy don't have a mental health condition. Someone might go to therapy to untangle family conflicts. Someone else might go to therapy to help them establish boundaries or deal with a specific situation in their life. Talking with a therapist is basically consulting with a psychology expert. They've studied human behavior and interactions. In other words, they know more than you do and or I ever could. Now, my background is psychology and mental health, and I've also studied rehabilitation counseling, which is career counseling for people with disabilities. So I may have more of an understanding. Plus, I've run groups before, and I've also done things like get certified in the loss of attraction and psychodrama and transactional analysis, and all the modalities connect to each other in some way or another. So we could probably all learn something from a therapist that could help us navigate this bumpy road called life that much better. William Shakespeare wrote, "There is nothing that's either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." This is largely true. And then the way we think about things impacts our feelings and our actions. And the one thing to realize is that when it comes to mental health, we are a product of the home we come from. And whatever issues they have, many a times they've often passed it on to you. So therefore, it becomes secondary as a problem. But you need to understand the root of it before you can learn to deal with your fears. Not all therapists are the right fit. Doing your research beforehand can help you decide on the best therapist for you. Yet, this still might mean that it could take a few therapists before you find one that works for you and your life. Some tell-all signs that a therapist isn't the right fit for you include you feel uncomfortable. They don't have solid boundaries. You feel ashamed. You don't feel understood or heard. You feel judged. They fail to respect your goals for therapy. Sometimes it isn't meant to be. Yet, usually, there is a therapist out there that is better suited for you and your needs. It's all a matter of finding them, sometimes asking friends or looking up therapeutic specialties that make sense to your situation can help in this regard. Therapy isn't forever. Think of therapy as more of a visit to your local medical clinic. You turn to them when you need them. If you don't have any need for regular sessions, there is absolutely no pressure to continue attending or paying for visits you don't need. Yet when your mental health is suffering, therapy offers you an easy go-to, much like a walk-in doctor's office. Or perhaps you will only ever need therapy for a particular issue or time during your life. This is okay also. It it's also okay to want to continue attending therapy sessions. There is no right or wrong way. It's all about what works best for you and your mental health. You don't have to talk about anything that you don't want to. This is another misconception about therapy. It should never feel like pressure. And understanding that can help you. In fact, if there is any external stress involved, it's likely that the therapist you're speaking to isn't right for you. Generally, therapy is often guided by you and your goals and your needs. You will never have to discuss anything that you don't want to or anything that you find uncomfortable. After all, the goal of therapy is to find ways where you can feel comfortable. It's about finding solutions, techniques, or tactics to help you cope. It is a topic that's ever brought up that you don't feel comfortable discussing, simply say so. It's okay to do this. Therapy is about you. And maybe when the time is right, you will feel comfortable discussing those topics. Not all therapy is the same. The truth is that there are countless topics or types of therapy out there. Some common types include cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, humanistic therapy, exposure therapy, online therapy, group therapy, and many, many others. This means that there are a variety of options available to you. If one method doesn't work, there is likely another that does. This comes back to doing some research, determine your goals for therapy, then look up what types of therapy correspond with your goals. As previously mentioned, it might also take a few tries until you find one that works for you. At the same time, you might also get lucky and land on a good therapist and a good type of therapy with the first try. There's never a shame in talking to someone. If anything, t- taking that step and talking to a therapist can feel empowering. It puts you back in the driver's seat, offering you new insights into your life and new methods to navigate through it all. After all, we can't possibly know everything, and sometimes Google doesn't have the answers that we need. Seeking out expert help to improve your mental state can even flood into all aspects of your life, enhancing your relationships and more. So, when you look for relationships, it's always important to understand that you need to know who can help you and what they can do to help you. Now, there's out there a number of agencies like BetterUp or even Balk.com that what they do is BetterUp hires people that are supposed to be certified therapists, but they don't do a thorough investigation and they don't do their own types of training to make sure that the people they hire can serve the people that they want to reach. And Balk.com is another site that you can go on and find a life coach or a career coach. But here's the kicker. All they do is ask you a few questions and then they offer it to people on that site that have to pay for clicks to allow them to bid for you as a client. And you have no guarantee that they are qualified, and often the best thing to do is to actually go to the American Psychological Association or the National Mental Health Institute Association, where you can actually get the credentials of the people who are going to be your therapist so you know exactly what their background is.